Everyone got excited when Toyota dropped the Trailhunter concept vehicle in the Tundra, and the ideas started flowing of like, okay, Toyota's finally going to get into the overlanding. Yes, everybody builds their products as overlanders, but finally, people are able to buy it from straight from the factory, maybe a perfect overlanding trim. And we got to see it in the Tacoma. Me and Kelly got to do time in that truck, and it was a lot of fun. Toyota at the time in that press event was really pushing, listen to the snorkel, isn't that fun? Listen to that. And but how fun would that be over time? Because sometimes you just have a bad day and you just need a quiet ride. I don't know, but it did get me kind of interesting. And I was watching my buddy TRD John's video the other day, and he started talking about resale value on these things, and it did get me thinking about it. How will this stand up to resale value? Because for one, people like to make their vehicles that are uniquely, kind of their own. And if you can buy it pretty much, I might put tires, maybe a little larger lift under this thing. Past that, it's kind of go, how do people going to handle that? So we're going to take a look at what, if I was to buy the factory Overlander, we're going to take a look at that. But first off, if you have not yet, smash that like button for me. I would greatly appreciate that. I've looked at my metrics, and over 80% of the people watching my videos, which I do greatly appreciate, haven't subscribed yet. So if I could get maybe a handful, like 5-6% of you to actually push the subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it, and it would help me down the road. So let's get into this thing, and we're going to bring it up. The King Overlander, as it were. There is your Trailhunter, and this is an ice cap. And I did a video a while back on white vehicles, and I love for some reason I'm just drawn to like the cleanness or something of the white with the black fenders and all that. Obviously, with Trailhunter, you're going to get the unique bronze wheels. That's part of the features of this thing. Is kind of the fun of that. So that's kind of exciting. And as we look at this thing, you see the cargo area. You can see where you can do your rooftop tents, whatever you want to do like that. It does come pretty ready to go. But you got to start out with colors, right? So we're going to take a look at the colors that are offered. And I am a little disappointed that Toyota, with their higher trims, really pulled the color choices back. I don't know why they did that. Maybe they just want to get this thing going and move on from there. But let's take a look at this thing, and we will go from there. So right off the get-go, there is your ice cap. And one of the unique features, as you can see here, is you're getting all the LED. Now, everybody loves to add their own LEDs to their vehicles, and I get it. It's very exciting to, that's kind of part of the fun is building. I used to do models as a kid, and it was kind of fun to do that. Or I used to do RC cars that I built. I kitted them all together. And that was almost sometimes more of the fun was actually driving the things. But it's nice to see that we're going to get some nice rigid LED on this thing. So you can see right there, you can see those. And you want the King of the Jungle to be the King of the Jungle. You got to put the King of the Jungle parts on it. And rigid is one of the best out there. Now, next up color is Underground. And I really do like this color, except I'm not sure with the bronze wheels. I do like if you look at the bronze accents up here, I do like it there, but I don't know if the bronze wheels kind of do it for me. But it's not a bad looking vehicle. Of course, you get just your basic black like that. That is sinister. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I just don't know that I want a completely black vehicle when I'm going through the woods here of Middle Tennessee. I think I might get a lot of tree rash on there. So I don't know about that color. And then finally, Everest, which a lot of people have been excited by this color. And out of all these, there's been no upcharge for paint. So thank you for that, Toyota. But out of all these, the bronze goes pretty well. All the bronze accents goes pretty well. But I'm going to leave it at Everest. This was the launch color, or one of the launch colors for the 4Runner. And I like that quite a bit. I'm not generally a green car person, but I've seen this color in person. It's nice. It's not as plain as it might look here. There is some uniqueness to it when you see it, kind of up close. But overall, really nice vehicle. And let's blow this thing up just a little bit better. Another cool feature is I love the trail, the Trailhunter badging that they're done there. That is very cool. Of course, you're going to get some skids a little bit. You can see kind of looks like maybe slightly recovery spot there. If I remember right, they did do that. I haven't seen one of these in a while in person, but I that's the one flaw that Toyota, they have this anti-stance on recovery points now, but bumper companies, they're coming out there. They can't wait to do something like that. And if we got any idea what they're going to look like, just look over to the Tacoma, because you're going to get a good idea what I think we'll see here. But overall, this thing looks pretty tough and rugged. So let's get into our build further. And we've got to go to interior. Now, well, we get one choice in interior. And this is one thing I do have a bone to pick with Toyota. Trailhunters, the colors they've chose for interior, in my opinion, are not the best. Not the best by any means. I just be honest, I'm not a fan of this interior. Would I live with it? Of course I would. If I want the best of the overlanding rigs possible from Toyota, I'm gonna have to live with it because this is our only color. But you can see here, in person, these are kind of a mintish. I can't describe the color that they are, but it goes all through the glove box there. You can see that. I do like the kind of, orange piping and stitching they've done, and of course, you're getting some of the fun, little Molly panels there, you can put your stuff on there, grab handles for the passenger, that's nice. I do like, if you can see right here, the Trail Hunter badging right there, it makes it kinda unique, but overall, the color, this I'm just not a I don't know why Toyota is just dead set on you get very limited specs to this vehicle, but backseat, once again, same thing, but I could live with it. Look, other brands should take notice. I'm looking at you, Ford Bronco. They have air vents back there. Of course, the Bronco gets them for 25, but a little too late. Cargo room. This is where you want. If it's just you and another person, you can put all your fridge, everything back there. You've got plenty of outlets because guess what? This has the iForce Max engine in it, so you're going to get that hybrid setup. So that's a big battery pack right back here. But Toyota has done really well to try to make all this lay flat. So if you need this full kind of truck bed like cargo room, the seats do fold down and you do get a pretty good. I won't say it's the best I've ever seen, but it does lay down fairly flat. But we look at the interior here, it's very Toyota. There's nothing unique and super special about this. If you've seen any of their vehicles, you get the digital cluster in there. You're going to get the all the digital gauges here. And thank you for actually having some knobs still. I'm kind of over this huge tablet that we've got to have stick up, just to me, in the way. The only thing that should stick up here is the center console. I would like to see this integrated a little bit lower, but if you do that, then you got air vents to deal with. I get why they do it, but I want it to feel more like it belongs in the dash. That I've got my iPad sticking up in the screen. I'm kind of over that. Audio system, you're going to get, some features of the lockers and stuff that we'll get into. But overall, that is your interior of this thing. Like I said earlier, so this is the iForce Max powertrain. Only powertrain you can get with it. So it's that 4-cylinder mated to the hybrid setup, which gives you about 340 horsepower, which you're definitely going to want in this because if you're doing overlanding things, you're probably putting slightly bigger tires on it. You're going to need all the horsepower. You're going to put rooftop tents. You're going to do all this, or you're going to pull a trailer. You need all the horsepower and torque you can get it. And that's one of the nice features about and it's a nice feature that they've done to make the this vehicle feel special. This and the TRD Pro. Of course, you're gonna get that 8-speed automatic transmission that just is what you get with Toyota. There is no manual transmission in this, and I know there's people that are very upset by that, but it is what it is. So part of packages, and I say this every time with Toyota, digital key capability. Yes, 100%. I'm grabbing that. It's $275. I've grown accustomed to having in my phone. I've just grown accustomed to being able to start my vehicle while I'm inside using the app. I kind of like that. Lock the doors, whatever. Say I get into a store, my fob doesn't work that far, but guess what? The app generally does. So that's kind of nice to do. And with accessories, this thing is built. It's built about accessories. There is no doubt about it. So let's see what we got here. Protection. We've got some all-weather cargo maps there. We got some side moldings. You can see them right here. What else we got? We got the bronze logo there, badge overlay. No, thank you. Cargo covers. I mean, this is a lot of little things that just Toyota's trying to upsell people that probably it's for a customer that may not know exactly what they're buying. They just like the look of this vehicle, and then the dealers are just like, yes, it's that low, that guy behind the tree, just like, I cannot wait to make this these upsales. But a lot of little things here, nothing I would I mean, maybe these scuff protectors you might want to go down and around. The key gloves, my fob never gets that cold, so I don't think it needs a glove. Black badge inserts or bronze badge inserts. Now, I don't think, let's go back to the truck here. Look in the back of this thing. Now, it already looks like it's definitely got some black badging there, so I don't know why. Maybe you would add the bronze inserts. That might be fun. But I'd probably just leave that alone. I mean, $65 though, if you want to kind of make this thing uniquely yours, that's not a bad price to do it. So towing and recovery, you got your ball mounts, your trailer hitch, and all that. Recovery, if you want to buy it completely, you want to finance everything, you can get everything ARB and Dometic and all of them have to offer because, well, Toyota has everything. They have a nice partnership with them, and like the recovery kit for $526. you can find deals on that exact same kit. Every off-road company out there, every kit company, they have this stuff. But it is kind of neat. The ARB pump up kit there, because this does, let's go ahead and click this. This thing actually does have the compressor built into the back of this thing, which was one of the kind of fun, unique things about this. I don't know if it has it in, let's go all the way to the end here. You really can't see it too much. I think it's on the other side, but it does have a compressor built into this. So that is kind of fun. So you might want some of that stuff. But once again, I'm telling you, save your money. You definitely can save your money and find deals with the aftermarket companies for that stuff. And then we'll look at lighting. Let's see, rear cargo lamps here. Let's see what this got there. Well, I don't want to click it just yet. I want to see details first. So we got some nice built-in LED lights there, which you would think in this day and age, you would think that would be just kind of a standard feature, but they gotta have something to upsell you on that. $375. Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. Now, could I do this myself? Probably cheaper. Yes, but guess what? I'm right at 50 years old. I probably, if I can buy some of these features so I can just go out and venture, I probably do that. I think that's one for me. I do it every time with Toyota. Integrated dash cam 100% for $500. You might be able to use this as a trail cam when you're out having fun, but I want to use it for traffic safety, because if I've got a vehicle that's getting up into the $70,000 price tag, I probably want to protect myself as best as possible. Get Dometic if you want some solar power kits for that, because you can get all the lithium battery there. You can see that for $500. Because this is an Overlander, you got to have all the camping gear, right? You got the table storage bag there. You got the ARB chairs. You got your benches and all this. Looks like you maybe a cop. I don't know, something in there. You got water filtration. I mean, you got it all. And if this, I make fun a little bit, but in all honesty, I think it's kind of interesting that Toyota has kitted these things to where you can buy a Overland rig just almost 100, but like insert food into your refrigerator that you can buy and go. So that's kind of fun. And really, there's not a ton of other features I think that we can add to this, because the vehicle comes just 100% ready to go. Like I said, you're getting skid plates under this thing. You're getting the big horsepower. You're getting an air compressor, which I think is super cool. I mean, I wish more manufacturers would build them into their vehicle, because like I said, the older I get, the less I want it. Certain things, the less I want to buy and install. Overall, this thing is 100% ready to go. So let's hit finish build here, because I am curious what my dream version of this truck is going to cost, or I guess I should say SUV. So as we look at this, let's go into details here for $69,500. Oh God, what world do I live in? $70,000, we can get a Trail Hunter, your 2025 Trail Hunter. And let's look at kind of what we based it around. So we started out at 66,900. So we've added a few upgrades to this thing. We're going with that Everest color. I do like that with the bronze. I think that just looks 100%. I think this looks great. I would gladly drive that. Mineral Softex seats, which I would have liked to had a black seat, honestly, but it is what it is with this Trail Hunter. Look, they black out the badge, but you can't get the seats in that color. But we are getting the iForce 2.4 liter four-cylinder hybrid turbo setup in this thing, making all the horsepowers. Part-time four-wheel drive. 8-speed automatic transmission. But one of the big features here, the keyless entry. I do this almost every video. A lot of these can be about the same, just depending on the end price. We did add the rear cargo lamp lighting for $375. The integrated dash cam, which I think should be standard in most vehicles. And I say it every time, it's not an MSRP with Toyota, it's an SRP. And we've got a lot of money there. For $69,499 is that's a tough pill to swallow. So I'm curious where you're at with this. Are you interested in this? I know a lot of people were excited by the Trail Hunter when they initially launched it, and I think till they started seeing the prices, we kind of got a good idea what the trucks were going to cost. And in many cases, the SUV is just a little bit cheaper. $70,000. Damn it, man. That is super expensive. But leave me a comment below. How would you spec your dream 4Runner? Would you go into the SR5s, or would you go all the way to the bad boys? I want to kit it out how I want it, and I want to just drive it off the dealership knowing I've got a very capable vehicle. So whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or these badass 4Runners, the Trail Hunter especially, I want to drive badly. It's been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.